Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cosmopolitan Education. Today again I am here to explain a very important topic of the chapter Molecular Basis of Inheritance. Today we are going to talk about the experiment which was performed by the scientists Hershey and Chase. We have already talked about the Griffiths experiment and we have talked about the biochemical characterization of genetic material also, and this time we are going to talk about Hershey and Chase experiment which was performed in the year 1952. As Griffith experiment, it was done in the year 1928, so there is the difference in between the years, and still there was some sort of discussion that whether DNA or protein, which of them was a genetic material actually. So different scientists, they gave their thinking, they gave their contributions in this field. And before starting this experiment, I want to tell you that if you like the videos and if you have not subscribed to this channel, then please subscribe it so that you will be getting all the updates for the upcoming videos. And if you are having any doubts or any queries, so don't forget to write in the comment section. Okay, now let's start this experiment. This was basically performed to find out whether DNA is the genetic material or protein is the genetic material. So for proving this thing, actually what the scientists did in this experiment, which was different from any other experiment, the term radioactivity was included here because two chemicals were used: radioactive sulfur, which was having atomic molecular weight 35, and radioactive phosphorus was also used. Its weight was 32. So S35 and P32 was used in this experiment, and this thing was different or this thing is making this experiment different from any other experiment because radioactivity was not used by any other scientist till now in any experiment. And one more thing which was used in this experiment, that was bacteriophages. As you already know about this term bacteriophages, they are not the bacteria, they are the viruses which are able to infect the bacteria. That's why their name is bacteriophages. Bacterio is for bacteria and phages is for engulfing. So they are the viruses which are able to digest the bacteria, which are able to engulf the bacteria. Okay, so this is simply the virus. One virus was used in this experiment. Its name was T2. T2 virus was used here, which was working as a bacteriophage, and one bacteria was also used because as we are using bacteriophage, so it will work on any bacteria only because this is able to digest the bacteria. So the scientist will need one bacteria also, and in this case, in his experiment, the bacteria which was used, it was E. coli. This bacteria was used by the scientists Hershey and Chase to prove whether DNA is the genetic material or protein is the genetic material. So what they did, first of all, they started growing the bacteriophages in two different types of medium. The first one was filled with radioactive sulfur, and the other one was filled with radioactive phosphorus. So this is very simple to understand, very easy to understand, that the bacteriophage which will be developing in this medium, which is having phosphorus 32, it will have radioactive DNA, because when we will differentiate between the structure of DNA and protein, so P is for phosphorus here, and phosphate group is present in the case of DNA. Phosphate group is not present in the case of proteins. So the bacteria which will be developing in radioactive phosphorus medium, they will have radioactive DNA because the phosphorus which is present in this medium, it will be engulfed in its DNA, it will be incorporated in the DNA of the bacteriophage actually. Okay, so the bacteriophage which are developing in this medium, it will have radioactive DNA or the bacteriophages which will be growing in this medium, radioactive sulfur, they will be having radioactive protein, because sulfur group is present in the proteins. It is not present anywhere in the DNA. This is very important to understand. I think I am repeating this once again so that it will be clear for you. The bacteriophages which will be growing in radioactive phosphorus medium, they will have radioactive DNA. This is for DNA, because phosphorus group is present in DNA only. Phosphate is present actually. And radioactive sulfur, the bacteriophages which are growing here, they will have radioactive protein, because sulfur group is present in protein, it is not present in DNA. So after this growth, actually, as we have made this bacteriophages grow in these two different mediums, after this growth is complete, we will have two different types of bacteriophages. One group which will be having radioactive DNA, and the another group which will be having radioactive protein. The bacteria which have the bacteriophages which have grown in this medium, they will have radioactive protein, and the bacteriophages which have grown in this medium, they will have radioactive DNA. Okay. So up to here I think you have understood. Now the next step of the experiment, which was done by the scientists Hershey and Chase, what they did actually, the bacteriophage was present here. It was also of two types, which is having radioactive DNA, or the another one which is having radioactive protein. So this bacteriophage was now, it was supposed to injected, it was supposed to be injected in this bacterium which was E. coli. So that's why it will be able, the bacteriophage will be able to exchange its genetic material, because whenever any virus is going to affect any bacteria, what will it do in that case? It will simply exchange the genetic material. It will incorporate its genetic material inside the bacteria. This is the basic machinery for the bacteria, or this is the mechanism how the viruses work. And whenever any virus attacks any bacteria, it simply gives its genetic material, it exchanges its genetic material with the bacteria. So here also the same concept was used, as this bacteriophage which was T2 here, it was attached here with the surface of the bacteria E. coli. It was attached here, and when it was attached, at that time it was allowed to give its genetic material inside the bacterium E. coli. So whenever it was attached here, it simply exchanged the genetic material. It gave out its genetic material which was present here inside the bacteria. So this was the first step of the experiment. Its name was attachment. In this, the bacteria was attached with the virus was attached with the bacteria E. coli, and it gave out its genetic material. And what will the scientist do in the second case here? The second step is blending. So as the bacteria has given its genetic material, now this virus has given its genetic material, the bacteria has got the genetic material of the virus. Now the bacteria will be blended. It will be revolved, it will be spinned in a very at a very faster rate actually. And what will happen because of that? Because of that, the this protein coat of the virus, or these structures of the another portion of the virus which are present, it will be removed from the bacteria, and it will be having only the genetic material of the bacteriophage. So as it has given the genetic material here, it will come inside the bacteria, and the remaining portion of the virus or the bacteriophage, as it was present here. So when we will do blending, at that time this genetic material will be remained in the bacterium E. coli, and this the part of that bacteriophage, it will be removed from here, because blending is being done at a very faster rate. So this is the second step. And the third step is centrifugation. So what simply happens in this step, in centrifugation, the materials are allowed to settle down actually, because as blending is done, they have been rotated, they have been spun at a very faster rate. So now the scientist is supposed to observe here, he has to observe the result of the experiment, because this bacteriophage, it was having radioactive DNA and radioactive sulfur also. But sulfur was only present in the proteins and phosphorus was present in the DNA. And when the result was observed, and after centrifugation, when the settled material was observed actually, because the bacteriophages, they have transferred their genetic material. So the scientist was supposed to observe here that whether phosphorus is present in the settled material or sulfur is present. If sulfur will be present in the genetic material, that simply means that proteins are the genetic material, because proteins were carrying sulfur, radioactive sulfur, and if they have been transferred in the E. coli, that simply means proteins are acting as a genetic material. But if phosphorus is present in the genetic material, that simply means that DNA are acting as the genetic material, because phosphorus was present in the DNA and sulfur was present in the protein. But when the result was observed here by the scientists, they find out that actually protein, radioactive protein was present in the material which was obtained after the process of centrifugation. This simply explained that the genetic material which was transferred from the bacteriophage inside the bacteria E. coli, it was DNA, because any virus, it will exchange only its genetic material. Other things will not be exchanged with the bacteria, only genetic material will be exchanged. So radioactive phosphorus was present in the genetic material, which was simply showing that the genetic material was DNA, which was transferred from the virus inside the bacteria E. coli. Because when the final result was observed in the material which was obtained after centrifugation, it was having, or you can say the bacteria E. coli was having radioactive phosphorus in it, which simply explained that DNA was the genetic material. So this was the experiment which was performed by Hershey and Chase. I think you have understood this experiment now. We will cover the other topics of this chapter also in the next video. Stay connected. Thank you for watching this one.